Now, South Africa's artisan economy is set for a major boost with the launch of the inaugural Makers Fusion Fest 2025 taking place from the 4th to the 6th of September. And this three-day event will then bring together over 300 policymakers, entrepreneurs, financiers, as well as artisans. Hosted by Allan Gray Makers, the festival aims to tackle key challenges in the sector while building a thriving trade entrepreneurial ecosystem. And highlights there include hands-on solution labs, a national entrepreneurship competition for technical colleges. And for more on this, let's extend a very warm welcome to Allan Gray Makers Program Manager, Mr. Sihle Mofokeng. Sihle, what a pleasure. Great to have you with us on the show. Welcome. So the Makers Fusion Fest is quite a groundbreaking event aimed at transforming South Africa's artisan economy. Could you please briefly elaborate on what exactly inspired Allan Gray Makers to create this festival and go this route? And what exactly are some of the key objectives you hope to achieve through this inaugural three-day gathering?
Firstly, thank you so much for the opportunity, Alicia. So with really the Fusion Fest, we are trying to bring together the trade entrepreneurial ecosystem, because the target for Allan Gray Makers is that by 2035, there is a well-functioning trade ecosystem. So through the Fusion Fest, we're trying to bring all of these ecosystem actors to really show them what the status of the trade ecosystem looks like currently, and together to work on co-creating some of the solutions that we can then go into our individual organizations and put into place so that we can get to a well-functioning ecosystem.
And very well timed as well, I suppose, there, Sihle, because I'm sure you've seen the conversations around the G20 summit taking place here soon, and some of the key talking points on the agenda there is, of course, the issues of digital transformation, and a lot of people being scared that the introduction of digital transformation like AI is going to replace those warm bodies on seats. But we know artisans can never actually be outdone in their various trade sectors. So one of the festival's bold visions, Sihle, is to also establish a very well-functioning trade entrepreneurial ecosystem that fully supports artisans, entrepreneurs, and even trade businesses to thrive sustainably by the year 2035. How do you see this festival actually acting as a catalyst for long-term inclusive growth within the artisan sector? And what specific changes or impacts do you hope to see in the coming decade?
Sure. So we have done quite a lot of research currently as Allan Gray Makers to really understand what are some of the barriers that trade entrepreneurs are facing. And through Fusion Fest, as I said, we'll be bringing together all of these ecosystem actors, because as Allan Gray Makers, we are just an entrepreneurship support organization. So we also understand that we can't solve the problem for access to markets or access to finance. So we do need, other organizations who are actually able to solve those problems to come on board and help us to co-create some of these solutions. So really with Makers, with this Fusion Fest, it's all about how these different organizations actually have a role to play in ensuring that together we are lowering the barriers that artisan entrepreneurs are facing. And I mean, one of the things that you're talking about now, AI and new technologies, one of the sessions that we'll be focusing on at Fusion Fest is really around new innovations. How do we actually help artisan entrepreneurs to be able to take an idea from just ideation all the way to commercialization?
We've heard phrases like tech farming, which is going to significantly improve the time it takes to do some of these tasks as well, Sihle, but certainly not replacing the warm bodies that will be on the various sectors. Now, the launch of the TVET program during the festival also is described as a game-changing initiative that is also aimed at standardizing entrepreneurship development right across technical colleges nationwide. Could you provide some more insight into how this program actually works, its significance for young entrepreneurs in the artisan sector, and the expected outcomes for skills development as well as market readiness?
Sure. And one of the privileges maybe of sitting within Allan Gray Makers or maybe Allan and Jill Gray Philanthropy South Africa is that we are able to use philanthropy money to test out new ideas and really show what can be done at scale. And through the work that we've been doing within TVET colleges, from lecturate development around entrepreneurship and how to actually teach entrepreneurship, the inter-college competition where we've been trying to make artisan students excited about entrepreneurship and really want to experiment with entrepreneurship as well. And over the 5 years that we've been doing all of this work, Department of Higher Education and Training has been looking and really interested in walking alongside us. So now we are really giving over all of this work to the Department of Higher Education and Training so that they are able to scale it. And really through this work, it's all about how do we actually formalize entrepreneurship education within TVET colleges so that it's not just something that is done on the sidelines. But for us, it's really, really important that, the fundamentals of entrepreneurial mindset are taught to everyone, because we know that not everyone can be an entrepreneur, but just learning how to think like an entrepreneur is very beneficial to everyone.
We've been coerced even by government, Sihle, to create employment ourselves, because if you look at the high end of the unemployment spectrum, it is mostly the young graduates, because simply people are actually even going to varsity or higher learning to study for skills that are not necessarily critical skills. So we're going to leave it there. Sihle, thank you so much for this very wonderful conversation. Mr. Sihle Mofokeng there is from the Allan Gray Makers. He's the program manager there on the inaugural Makers Fusion Fest that is taking place this September.